Kyle Richards and Kevin Costner. That's quite an interesting mix. Sutton Strack is outing their hookup details. We have Shannon Beador, Shannon Storm's Beador, breaking her silence on her $75,000 lawsuit with John Jansen now being settled. And yes, we're going to talk all about this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because it was a juicy one. Let's get it. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Beador, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, guys? Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. What's today? Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. If you're in Los Angeles and you are local, tonight I will be going to Kempire's live show at the Bourbon Room. So be sure to come to Kempire's show this evening at the Bourbon Room, Wednesday the 19th. Wednesday the 20th. Wednesday, November 20th at the Bourbon Room. If you are available, Kempire will be there live tonight. So come on down, get your tickets, find you a seat, and let's get it. All right, I'll see you there. Come on down to the Bourbon Room tonight. Come buy me a shot, right? And maybe I'll make out with you. Who knows? I'm feeling frisky tonight. Hi, guys. I hope you're having a good week. Hopefully your week is off to a solid start. Maybe you have some fun plans this weekend. Sydney says, I was just watching you at the Bourbon Room. Yes, all of my shows at the Bourbon Room, I believe all of them. The 2022 Spilling Tea Live show, the 2023 birthday show, the 2023 Thanksgiving show, and then the 2024 Valentine's Day show. I believe they are all available on YouTube, so you can watch all four of my Bourbon Room live shows. And a few of the others, right? Like my New York City show with the Rob Bros and Megan King. That's also up and available. We don't have footage from the Philly show, but yeah, we'll see. But hopefully I see you guys there tonight. Let's get it. Hi, Jen. Okay. So with so much to get into, so much to dive into today. Zack, peep my hot dead mother. Oh yes. Sydney, we remember from yesterday, your mother who has passed on is very hot. And Sydney's mom has got it going on. Baby, can't she? Oh, Sydney said she put her mother who has passed on is the profile picture. Wow, she is serving in that profile picture. Look at her, serving from heaven. Say yes to heaven. Say yes to me. Okay, what should we start with? Do we want to start with listen, everybody is talking and buzzing about the Beverly Hills premiere. Whew, it was a good one, right? We all were living for it. I saw it a couple weeks ago, but I know I've been waiting to talk about it. I haven't rewatched it since then, but I've been seeing some of the clips that have been going around. I thought it was a good, solid start to the season, right? We get Kyle and her lesbian stuff. We get Dorit. Dorit is clocking in. So the only two scenes I think from this episode that I was like not the biggest fan of were Dorit's scene with Kathy, because to me it just kind of felt fake. I didn't think Dorit and Kathy were that good of friends, but I know like Dorit needs allies and people to talk to, so Kathy kind of made sense because Erica can't be the only person she's talking to. So okay, cool. I like the Erica's a solid friend, right? Despite how many times they kicked her when she was down, Erica is still gonna ride and still gonna be there for her friends. She's not gonna let them She's not going to let them down. She's not going to call them out. She's not going to drag them or poke into the details of their marriage. Like, she truly is just going to be a good friend to them. And that's, I think, what Kyle and Dorit both need right now. I don't think anybody else on the cast is equally willing to just kind of be a friend and to be a confidant. And I'm glad that Erica's able to fill that role. It seems like Sutton and Garcelle might be toning down on Erica now that it's no longer popular to be hating on Erica. Now Sutton and Garcelle are like, okay, I guess we can be nice to her because everybody on Twitter isn't hating on her anymore. It's not popular to hate on her anymore, so we can be a little nicer. I see right through you. The same way I fast forward through Garcelle's boring scenes. We see Kyle kind of putting the pieces together from the fallout of her marriage. We see Kathy trying to cheer Kyle up, um, which was kind of funny. That she was like, hey Kathy, or that Kathy was like trying to like make fun of Mauricio, and she's like Mauricio and his guns, and then she's like, don't make fun of him, because she doesn't want to disparage Mauricio. I do see a lot of people are calling out Kyle for her double standards, where she's like, I don't want to talk about Mogan Wade. I don't think it's cool to comment on people's sexuality. And then here we are. And Kyle, we have like Kyle outing Denise and Brandy's hookup, and just a lot of double standards that I'm starting to see people, or like Kyle holding Dorit to a high standard for revealing the text message at the reunion. She's like, that's one of the lowest things I've ever seen someone do. And then people I saw online were like, well, you did out Kim's sobriety or out Kim's alcoholism. So, I mean, listen, when you've been on the show long enough, you do things. And then when the tables turn, you're like, no, I don't want that to be done to me. But it's like, well, now you know how it feels. It's a little taste of your own medicine. I do still think Kyle is the queen of Beverly Hills. I think Kyle and Erica are the queens of Beverly Hills. And I think Dorit is going to be the hero, the MVP of the season. Maybe not the hero. I think she may have some moments where she becomes the villain. But I think the audience is really going to rally behind Dorit this season. And everyone's talking about and loving the cigarette scene, right? Where she's driving through Beverly Hills in her Range Rover and she's smoking her cigarette, and the news of her breakup or her divorce is going. Everyone's reacting to it, and she's just sitting there, just like smoking away. She's like driving it, making my way downtown. Faces passing, I'm homebound. Do 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 do, and I miss you. Do 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 do. And now I wonder how I could fall into the sky. Do you think life would pass us by? Then we have Sutton's surrealism party. We see a bit of Jennifer Tilly. She's fun. Like, I get people are like, we're excited for Jennifer Tilly. I'm not like jumping for joy at Jennifer Tilly, but like, she's fine. Like, I mean, if we wanted a kooky white lady, then I would prefer Kathy, because I think Kathy is just more entertaining. But like, Jennifer Tilly, she's fine. She seems like a nice lady. Good for her, right? There's that Amanda. What was her name? Amanda Cohen? Amanda Barron? Amanda. She's Jamie Lee Curtis's friend. Because remember Jamie like tweeted about her, posted something about it. Amanda. What was her name? Oh, Amanda de Cadenet. Amanda de Cadenet. Amanda de Cadenet. I don't know. I'm not familiar with her. But you see her very briefly at the surrealism party because, oh, that's right. She's a, no, yeah, she's an actress, but what is she star in? I don't know her. Sorry. She was in The Conversation, Fall, The Word, Embrace, Mascara, 4 Rooms. Nothing groundbreaking, actually. Wow. Well, Amanda is a British photographer, actress, and media personality based in Los Angeles. She began her career in the 1990s as a presenter on the British series The Word and The Breakfast Club before moving to Los Angeles to briefly pursue an acting career. Well, based on her IMDb page, it was very brief. But yeah, remember Jamie Lee Curtis, when the season first started filming, like put out this social media post being like, congrats to my friend Amanda. So excited that she's going to be a new friend on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And Jamie Lee Curtis kind of like outed the announcement. Unintentionally, I think she was really just trying to give props to Amanda. And we haven't heard or seen anything of Amanda in the trailer, in any of the previews. We haven't seen her in the photo shoot. So it sounds like Amanda got cut entirely, but we do see her briefly in the premiere. She's like in a group shot with all of them. But I mean, Sutton's surrealism party, it was kind of fun, I guess. I mean, listen, Sutton knows how to throw an event. She knows how to put on a party. That's what I like in Beverly Hills, is when you have money and you show that money with the exuberance of a party. And Sutton Strack knows how to put on a damn good party, I'll tell you that. But yeah, we have Kyle coming face to face with Doritos, and Doritos came in hot. She was a bag of spicy Doritos, right? She was a flaming hot Dorito tonight. She flew in on her high flying disc, on her not a solo disc, but her, what kind of disc would that be? A CD? She came flying in on her CD saucer, zipped right in, and laid into Kyle. It ends on it to be continued, but then there was a sneak peek of next week's episode that has already been posted online that I saw people were sharing, where we see more of their back and forth. We see more of their heated confrontation, and they are just like kind of picking everything apart. You said this on Watch What Happens Live, and you said that on at BravoCon, and they're just like going tit for tat, and it's all these little things. And, you know, you said that you were closer to Mogan Wade, and Dorit's like, well, yeah, you are closer to Mogan Wade. You're not eating me out. She didn't really say that, but like that was the undertone of the conversation is what I took away from it. But yeah, I don't know. I decay. I don't know. I'm looking forward to Dorit this season. I just think she has 0 Fs left to give, and I'm very much here for it. But I know people were upset with her because we get introduced to Bose, and Bose looks like a bad bitch, right? Like Bose looks like she's gonna come and shake some stuff up. She looks like she's not gonna be very easily rattled. But there was there was the scene where she's talking to Bose at the surrealism party, and people are upset with Dorit because they're like, oh, you outed your husband's alcoholism. And then Garcelle seemed to have responded to it. There was a tweet from Martinis with Eddie that said, so why is Dorit telling someone she just met 5 minutes ago that PK is an alcoholic? Girl. And then Garcelle retweeted it and said, okay, with the question mark and all these exclamation points. And then Dorit responded to that with a clap back. Dorit said, if you followed PK, you'd have known that he's been very open, honest, and brave about his alcoholism and journey with sobriety, something I am incredibly proud of him for. When you have an immediate and genuine connection with someone whom you just met, and they make it super easy to open up to them, the result is 2 women bonding over difficult times in their lives and the beginning of a beautiful friendship. So it seems like Dorit and Bose become really good friends. They seem to really hit it off, number one. And number two, when it comes to her, I don't think she outed his sobriety because, again, as Dorit said, he's been very public about it. So it's public knowledge that he is an alcoholic and working on himself, number one. And number two, like, we also have to realize, like, this isn't just, well, also think about it. How many times have you gone to a fucking party and you meet somebody for the first time and you're just like telling them too many details that you don't need to be telling them? I mean, listen, hello, look at me. I literally come on the internet and tell strangers all my business all the time. I had great sex last night and the night before as well. So there you go. Noodle on that, okay? Things I shouldn't be telling people, especially not on the internet, but here we are. Sometimes you just overshare. You meet somebody, you hit it, you have a connection, yada, 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 right? You do it all the time, right? Don't tell me you've never met a random stranger and been like, bitch, and then you're having a little kiki movie even though you just met. Like, come on. Would you think I just fell out of a coconut tree? Not only that, but you also have to remember in reality TV land, Dorit is aware that Bose is a new cast member on the show this season, right? So, like, obviously, moving through the rest of the season, like, she's going to get to know Bose a lot more. And also, when you're on this reality show, it is kind of like a game of Survivor. She doesn't have many allies. So, yeah, she's going to try to bond with the new girl to hopefully make sure that, you know, she's got some sort of ally in this. So, yes, whether you want to consider it a trauma vomit, which sometimes we all do at parties, or sometimes we have a couple of cocktails and we overshare information that we don't need to be oversharing, numero uno or numero dos, in reality TV land, in Housewives land, yeah, you do kind of need some allies. So you're going to bond knowing that, like, you're going to have to be around this person. It's not like just some random person that you're never going to speak to or see again. And hello, PK's sobriety and PK's journey with his alcoholism, it's out there. It's not a secret, you know? It would be different if nobody knew that PK was an alcoholic and then suddenly she outed that on the show, a la Kyle Richards' season 1 finale, you know? Damn, I feel like I'm being critical of Kyle, but I love Kyle. And then now people are like, you're anti-Kyle, and suck my dick. Sorry. I'm a little spicy today. I don't know why. But yeah, I do really love Kyle. I do. Jen says, give me a drink and you'll know my whole life story. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just be at a dinner table and I'll be like, yeah, I was on Jeff Lewis Live and I talked about hooking up with a little person. It just came out, I remember one time we were having like a martini night. And I was just like, sometimes I miss the days when I was bulimic and I used to throw up. And and then it was just like a topic of conversation at that point, It just, I do it all the time. Yeah. Sharon says, you're just calling it like it is. I always do. And so for Garcelle to be like, oh, my pearls. Like, lady, get a storyline, okay? I fast forwarded right through her scenes on the premiere episode. I was not even interested. And here's the thing. Normally, when I watch, these screeners, I don't watch them far in advance unless I have to, right? If I'm doing somebody else's podcast, I'm like, okay, I need to watch this before I have to tape so I know what I'm talking about, whatever. But usually I'll let the screener sit in my inbox until the show actually airs, because then I don't like there being like a week or 2 week difference from when I saw the episode and from when everybody else saw the episode and I have to talk about it on the show. Very different, right? Why was I saying this? Oh, so my point is I was watching the premiere like 2 weeks ago and didn't even care to watch Garcelle scenes. Like, was legit like, don't even care. Just fast forward. But like, I had zero interest. Like, I did not need to know what was going on with her. Did not need to keep up with her at all. Sutton I can watch. Bose seemed interesting. Dorit and Kyle, fascinating. Kathy, always kooky and entertaining. So yeah. Tis what it is. Okay. Moving on, right? Anything else about the premiere? It was good. I thought it was solid. I look forward to seeing the rest of the season. I look forward to getting to know Bose a lot better. The women seem to really like her. She seems to really be close with Dorit, which is going to, just dismantle Garcelle's whole Dorit is racist storyline. She's tried to make that happen for how many seasons now? Well, Bose is coming in to try and shut that down. I think Anne-Marie tried to shut it down last season, but so many people disliked Anne-Marie that they just allowed Garcelle to continue to put that narrative out there. And I'm glad that now we're moving on. She can't, play these cards anymore. But I do look forward to Bose. I think she's definitely gonna bring something interesting to the mix because she is such like a boss. Like she's a C-suite level executive. So I think she's pretty solid for sure. AJ says Kyle made me cry when she said she didn't want to embarrass her kids. Okay, that was a good one. That was definitely a good one. Kyle's vulnerability with her sexuality. I know a lot of people are feeling like, well, is she really a lesbian? Is she on it? Let's be honest, right? Well, I don't know what's gonna happen as the season progresses and what's gonna happen in her own personal life. I do think she's having an identity crisis. I don't know if it's necessarily a sexuality crisis, but I do think Kyle is having an identity crisis. Her whole identity was being a mom and being a wife, and now her kids are grown and moving out of the house, so she's less of, the active mom taking care of her kids every day, and she's no longer a wife because her husband, her and Mauricio have split. So I think that she's struggling to figure out who she is. And I think Mogan Wade came in at a very convenient time where she needed some sort of emotional anchor or emotional stability. And I think that's what we're getting with her and Morgan. I don't know if realistically, I think that's probably why Morgan hasn't fully pulled the trigger with Kyle. Because one, I think Morgan doesn't want the public life. But two, I think Morgan knows Kyle's going through her identity struggles. So we'll see. Not the first gay bait on the show. Won't be the last. Yeah, but I think that this is a real thing that she's questioning within herself. I think she really did develop feelings for Mogan Wade, and it's really making her question who she is. But I don't think it's because she is genuinely attracted to women or has been attracted to women. I think it's more so of she doesn't know who she is anymore and she's trying to rediscover who she is, which is unfortunate to Morgan because Morgan's a person with feelings and, deserves a little clarity and not somebody like Kyle that's not really certain of who she is. It's not really fair to Morgan. What happened to the documentary? Remember Kyle was like running around filming a documentary of Mogan Wade? I'm gonna make you fall in love with me. Okay. What else? Oh, so in the after show, it appears. Oh, hi. Someone snuck into the studio. Sorry, guys. Hi, Sky. Hi, Sullivan. Okay, we're both just gonna come in and chill. All right. There we go. We are live taping this episode, and you never know what you're going to get. Thank you, sir. Well, actually, Sullivan, I'm still very upset with you. He chewed up my pillow. I went to the gym and I came home. I thought they were finally, like, they're approaching 2. There'll be 2 in February. So I'm like, okay, can you believe I've had them for 2 years? But they're approaching 2. And I was like, oh, they're chewing things up phase. Okay, cool. Came home, pillow on my bed, chewed up. And then I was like, who did it? And then Sullivan had like fluff, coming out of like attached to like his little beard hair. And I was like, oh, yeah, looks like I figured out who chewed up that pillow. Literally evidence coming out his mouth. But so in the after show, Sutton Strack reveals that Kyle tried to hook up with Kevin Costner. And I was like, that's an interesting choice. Like, Kevin Costner is one of those people that's like kind of hot, but kind of not. Like, the older he gets, like, the more I'm like, I don't know if he's hot or not. Like, he is kind of hot, but he's not at the same time. And so, yeah, I was just like, okay, interessante. So, I guess Sutton and Kyle were in Aspen, and so was Kevin Costner, and so Kyle was like on a mission to bang Kevin Costner, try to hook up with him. Listen, she's single. If she wants to hook up with Kevin Costner, go for it. I wonder how like deeply she was trying to hook up with Kevin Costner, or how much Sutton may be exaggerating the story, but Sutton definitely wanted to sleep with Kevin Costner. But Sutton's a little more awkward, where I think Kyle has a little more swag. And like Kyle can kind of just like, unbutton her top a little bit, rock her bikini, twirl her hair. And I think Kyle just has a more natural flirty energy. And Sutton wears like cat shirts. So we'll see. Kyle could do the splits. Yep. And that, trust me, that will really get a man going. He sees you doing the splits, he'll be like, let me split something else. So, how do we feel about Kyle Richards and Kevin Costner? Like, are we shipping them? Are we not? I don't know. Oh, Brittany says, can you address Stassi getting 7 figures for her podcast? I love Vanderpump Rules so much as the next guy, but how? LOL, Sheena is somewhere pissed. So, this news broke yesterday. I did see that, and I was considering bringing it up, but I was like, does anybody care? So a few months ago, Stassi announced that she was rebranding her podcast Straight Up with Stassi, and she was renaming it Stassi, just calling it, maybe I'll rename this podcast to just Zack. Tune into Zack. I don't want to do like the Zack Peter show, because that to me is stupid. I don't know. I feel like No Filter has become such an established brand that I don't know. But I mean, I would consider, renaming it to just Zack. Be like, I'm going to listen to Zack. Did you listen to Zack this week? Oh my God, Zack. And then but there's no other Zack. There's just me, because everybody knows me. I know that's right. So yeah, her show is now just Stassi. And she moved over to Dear Media, which is Michael Bosstick's company. He's married to Lauren Bosstick. She's the creator of The Skinny Confidential. And The Skinny Confidential, together, they have the Him and Her podcast, which is really popular. Anyway, she moved over to Dear Media, which is where Sheena is. Who else is at Dear Media? There are a bunch of them. They get a lot of like Kristen Cavallari. Let me look up Dear Media roster. Feeding me pasta lobster. Let's see. Pretty Basic with Alicia Marie and Remy Cruz. Not Skinny Not Fat with Amanda Hirsch. Okay, so they have Not Skinny Not Fat. They have The Toast. Not Skinny Not Fat and The Toast are good ones. Him and Her with Lauren Everett and Michael Bosstick. Yep. All the Fails. Interesting. BTTB with Lauren Conrad. Yeah, they also have Kristen Cavallari is on the network. Yeah, they have a bunch of shows. You know who they don't have? No Filter with Zack Peter. Because I was not a pretty white girl with an Instagram following. So even though I've taken several meetings with them in the past, because everybody has been like, if anybody in this space, your show makes the most sense for Dear Media. And for whatever reason, I was never a fit for Dear Media. And we've taken a few meetings and it's just never really worked. Oh, they also have The Squeeze, which is the Taylor Lautner podcast. Dumb. I love Lauren Everett. Lauren is one of my favorite people. Adore her. She's been a really good mentor. She doesn't really have influence or say over Dear Media, even though it is her husband's company. And he doesn't even make the choices himself. They have like team members and whatever. I've never been somebody that's been a cool kid at the cool kid table. I was just talking with another content creator about this yesterday. And we were kind of talking, was it yesterday, maybe the day before? We were talking about it and how like, we're not the cool kids. We're not sitting at the cool kids table. I've always just been a Lone Ranger. I know a lot of people don't like me. I'm, a little too honest for them. I say what I actually mean, and I say it with my whole chest, 10 toes down. I don't pander to people. I don't a virtue signal. I take my beatings accordingly. So it is what it is. I don't need to sit at the cool kids table. I'm my own cool kid. I do my own shit. I stay in my own lane and I thrive. But anyway, that's my tangent because for whatever reason, Dear Media did not want me. And that's okay because I'm bigger and better. Does Heather McDonald have a company backing Juicy Scoop? No, Heather is also independent herself, which I think is the best way to do it, is to stay fully independent. I had to finally end some contracts by the end of this year. I was in a lot of like contract bullshit all of this year for, some risks I wanted to take coming into this year. I took them, did not pay off for me. And that's why I think it's always better to remain independent, or to do what Stassi does and go for who's going to offer you a 7-figure deal. So she is now with Podcast One. I'm surprised that Podcast One is even still around, because Podcast One, they were good. I think Heather was with Podcast One at the beginning when she first started Juicy Scoop, and now she's fully independent. Fully independent, doing her own thing. Good for her. What she's built is really incredible. But so yeah, Stassi is keeping Stassi, and she's moving it to Podcast One from Dear Media, which to me is just interesting. Listen, she's doing the damn thing, right? She's killing it out there. People really love her. People love her show. They're still very much into her. Good for her. She's doing the damn thing. Yeah, Heather was at Podcast One. I think she started Juicy Scoop at Podcast One before going and doing her own thing. And now she's living a life like it's golden. Living a life like it's golden, 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 golden. Living a life like it's golden. Living a life like it's golden. So yeah. That's the tea on Stassi. Hey, Stassi. The princess is here. Sierra. This beat is automatic, supersonic, hypnotic, funky, fresh. Looks like Stassi's doing a lot of like holiday episodes on her podcast. Martha Made Me Do It. My Slump Survival Secrets. Interesting. From Mariah Christmas Magic to Wicked Premiere Glam. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so it seems like the show is very much centered around Stassi. Like she's turned the podcast into her own version of like a reality show. Good for her, right? I like that she's getting into the holiday spirit, because I feel like we're all finally, like, I don't know when it came so fast, but it is here. We are fully into the holiday season. And listen, spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible handpicked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that it's exactly what I wanted feeling, right? Somebody just yesterday DM'd me and she's like, or no, she left a comment on YouTube and she's like, oh my God, I got some custom made sweaters for my daughters with their dogs on them. And I was like, such a genius idea. So cute, so smart. Please go to Uncommon Goods because they have such good, unique gifts there that really fit anyone's needs. You know, I keep shopping for myself while I'm trying to shop for other people because I just find things that even I like and even I want. And listen, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists, small and independent businesses, many of which have handcrafted products that are made in small batches. So it's best to shop now before they sell out this holiday season. You're going to want to shop right now, especially if you want to make sure everything arrives in time because you know there are always going to be shipping delays and there are backups with the different postal services. Packages can get lost, so you want to just stay ahead of the game. So get shopping now. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts everywhere, and they even have gifts that you can personalize. So go check them out. Go check them out. Go check them out. Check them out. Laura says, I got a notification that I'm getting an Uncommon Goods catalog in the mail today. Zack must have added me to the list. Oop, I know that's right. Well, Laura, if you are going to order from Uncommon Goods, make sure you use code NOFILTER. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/nofilter. That's uncommongoods.com/nofilter. Okay? Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Shop now before it's too late. Uncommongoods.com/nofilter. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary. Am I right? Okay, let's see. Is Uncommon Goods like an Etsy? Similar, but I think it's like more curated and they have a lot more yeah, I would say it's a lot more curated. So I think I personally would prefer it over any of those other sites. Okay. Ooh, let's talk about Shannon Beador and some Vanderpump news. So Shannon Beador is breaking her silence. As reported earlier this week, she and John Jansen have reached a settlement and they will not be moving forward with the lawsuit. Shannon's attorney issued a statement to Page Six, and her attorney, Dave Beachman, wow, Beach, like a biatch, but he spells it Beitch, Beachman. He's a little Beachman. Anyway, he was also the one that represented her in the Jim Bellino lawsuit from back in the day, the one that Alexis Bellino spearheaded, right? So here's his statement on behalf of Shannon Beador to Page Six. Shannon made an incredibly smart, emotional, and financial decision in deciding to settle this case. He says that the premise of the lawsuit is shameful. I have no doubt in my mind that Shannon would prevail in this matter, but the cost of defending the case would easily be more than the amount that was sought. While she was certainly prepared to fight for the truth, I congratulate her in taking the high road and putting this matter behind her. So, unfortunately, it does not look like John Jansen was willing to sign the non-disparagement agreement. So it looks like she's having to paying back all the money, and he can continue to shit talk her. If anything, it probably continues to make him look worse. She always said from the beginning that, you know, she was confident in her case and, you know, knew that she was going to pay more in legal fees, and I think now just the reality is set in, right? There was no getting out of it. It wasn't like the Jim Bellino lawsuit where she knew that she was innocent. She knew that she did it, try to defame him, and she ultimately won. She ultimately won her lawsuit against him, which, you know, good for her. In this case, it wasn't a matter of defamation. It was a matter of money that was given to her that she now has to pay back. So Marianne Stout says, we know the truth. Johnny J is a piece of crap. Indeed. I agree. Johnny J is a piece of crap. And listen, we all already know that. We know who he is. We know the type of dude he is. He's a jerk. Not happy. Whatever. But I am kind of bummed for Shannon Beador because I feel like justice for Shannon Storms Beador. She deserved justice. And I feel like we should have given her that justice. Okay. So yeah, that's what we have on the update. I'm assuming she's paying him $75,000, and I would still assume that it's probably going to be in payments, which is what was revealed at the reunion. I don't know. I feel bad for her. I just feel like, I mean, I get it. She owes him the money. I get that, but like, it seems like she was trying her best to settle with him and to reach some sort of middle ground because she did know that it was going to be more expensive. What she said that it cost her $300,000 to fight Jim Bellino in court. Ultimately, he had to pay her back for all of her attorney's fees, which good for her in winning that case. But at the same time, it's just, yeah. Tiffany said, but he was blackmailing her. I mean, it wasn't just blackmail. It was like actual, I mean, in my opinion, right? I'm not a legal expert or a legal analyst or a lawyer, but in my opinion, it did seem like extortion, right? They had these videos. They were threatening to release these videos. There's a good chance that these videos could still get out. I mean, if there's no non-disparagement, then who's to say one of these videos might not leak online or leak to the press as soon as the payment is made? Who knows? They're just trying to stick it to her. And here we go. I'm sure Alexis Bellino is feeling real good about herself. She's like, I feel good about myself. I see Shannon was always in the wrong and blah, 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 blah. And listen, I don't know how strong Shannon was going to have of a case when she was going to come rolling in with her her little notepad with all her little papers and all the expenses that she racked up with John. You know, it is what it is. That one chick was nice to Shannon, but she didn't stick around the show for long. I can't remember her name though. She had ample bazoombas. Who? Jesus, Jugs. Who are you talking about? Which lady was nice to Shannon and had big bazookas? Bazoombas. I've never heard of the term bazoombas. I don't know. Don't know. But anyway, let's talk Vanderpump Rules. Because Lala Kent is revealing quite a lot. She was on Watch What Happens Live, and then I don't know if anybody's been listening to her Give Them Lala podcast, but she gave some updates on where she stands with her fellow cast members. Uncertain if or when Vanderpump Rules will begin production again soon, or production again at all. But yeah. So no shocker. Lala says that she doesn't talk to Katie or Oriana. She hasn't spoken to them since the reunion. She's not friends with them, has zero intention of being friends with them. It is kind of a bummer because I felt like Katie and Lala were close and like had a fun friendship that I appreciated. So it is a bit of a bummer that they're not still close and that friendship seems to be done. Ariana, I'm not surprised about. Apparently, Tom Sandoval still hits up Lala. He'll text her and reach out to her. She says that she rarely ever reaches back out to him or responds to him, but I would think he's probably like inviting her to shows, inviting her to stuff, and she just ignores it because she has no interest in hanging out with him. So whatever he's inviting to, she's just like, yeah, I'm going to not even bother. I got a kid. I got a life to live. Thank you, next. But yeah, she still hears from him. He still reaches out to her. So it seems like, she may still be willing to film with him. She's friendly with Schwartz. She just saw him recently. She's really close with Brittany, and obviously her and Sheena are besties. So, is your bestie Miss Westie? Laura says, I thought it had begun filming for 3 weeks, but maybe that was a rumor. Where did you hear that rumor? What, did you just fall out of a coconut tree, Laura? I don't believe they're in production at all. I don't believe they're filming at all. I know that they were filming the potential spinoff show, which is happening at SUR. They've filmed a couple of things for that. I don't know if they were shopping a pilot or putting together, some sort of presentation for the network, but that was something that was being considered to do some tests for a potential reboot, is what it appears. And they had some new people that they were testing out that actually work at SUR. Well, yeah. But what else? Oh, Lala also revealed that Jax, I guess, was upset. I know him and Brock have been taking shots at each other online. And Jax, obviously, for whatever reason, does not like Brock. I do get it because Brock, I think, I didn't love that Brock came out and was talking about how, I think he was helping Brittany with Cruz because Jax was in rehab. And so, Brock kind of took shots at Jax. And then, because I think Jax was like, who's Brock? I don't even know who that guy is. And that's when Brock was like, really, who am I? I'm the kid that's been helping to take your kid to and from school. And it was something to that effect, which I did love because it's like, why are we dad shaming? Why are we throwing, like, if Jax is not a good dad, then we'll see that on our own. We don't need someone to, you know, we don't need someone to out that, people can see with their own two eyes. But so anyway, Jax got upset and he texts Sheena's mom, telling Sheena's mom that Sheena needs to shut the fuck up and stop talking about him. This according to Lala. And then I guess Jax also blocked Sheena's mom. So he has, I think Lala's blocked. Yeah, Lala's blocked by Jax. She's like, but I do see him at school because I guess their kids go to the same school and they all live in the valley. So they're going to run into each other. They're going to see each other. But Jax has everybody blocked. He blocks people so often. It's comical. This man, he's quite the character. But anyway, yeah, he texted Sheena's mom and then blocked her, so she couldn't even respond to him. I'm just like, Jax is such a big giant baby. Sharon says, wow, he has so much nerve. Yeah, that's all he has. Nerve, audacity. That's what he does. That's what he does. That's who he is. Hi, my boys. I love that they just came in here to chill and sit with me in studio. He really does have all the audacity. That he does. Marianne Stout says, not giving out specifics. Lala said on her podcast she has been working. She didn't say what she was working on. Not Lala's MO. Oh, yeah, I don't know what she's been working on. I've been working on the railroad on the live long day. Can't you hear the dun 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 all the way? Hey! All right. I think that's all I got for you. But I will see you guys. If you're coming to Kempire's show tonight, I will see you tonight at the Bourbon Room Wednesday night. Come on down. Come one, come all. Find someone to come in their mouth. There you go. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Love, love, love. As Teresa would say, haters gonna hate, but I just love, love, love. Oh, let me give a shout out. A podcast show, which if you are enjoying the show, please keep leaving nice reviews, because now that I've been giving people shout outs, now we have, the trolls have come out and they're slamming me in the pod reviews. It ain't the first and they won't be the last. But anyway, AdBanks16 says, finally, a voice for America. Thank you, Zack. Zack's honest, fearless approach to all things pop culture, including politics, is refreshing and giving a voice to all, not just the extremist. Moderates with open minds have been forgotten by the liberals, and that is why they lost. I love his take on mainstream media. He wants the whole story reported. Thank you, AdBank16. I appreciate you. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for enjoying the content. And absolutely, thank you for leaving me a review on Apple Podcasts. And also, guys, I love reading your comments. I respond to them on Spotify and on YouTube, so please keep them coming as well. Give me a follow at Just Plain Zack if you want to keep up with me, or you want to watch me hang out with Kempire tonight at the Bourbon Room. Jacques is going to be there too. I'm taking Jacques with me tonight. So yeah, and follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack. Go. Show it some love. Give it a follow. All the engagement. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right. Thank you, guys. Sky and Sally say thank you. Boys, you want to say goodbye? No. Okay. Okay. Nope. They're going to stay down. All right. I tried. Thank you, guys. Love you. Appreciate you. Talk to you later.